Alright, so welcome everyone, my name is DemEyesRed and I am hereby casting Legacy of the Huns best round of 16, sorry, and it's the best of 3 obviously, and matchup between xiaofan and real Zhao aka Vivi. And now what to say, Huns were one of the more versatile matchups here that we can see on Arabia 1v1, as with the Huns you can pretty much do a lot of these threats that you are probably aware of concerning early and fast-paced threats, as in Scrush, Man-at-Arms, and whatnot. The Scrush, though, Scouts of the Huns, obviously a really good choice to actually go for, as they have a nice bonus on their stable, which makes them work faster, significantly faster, that they can actually hit the enemy really fast there, especially in the beginning of the game. Alright, so let's have a look at Vivi's base here in the south. And I'll just even call him Real Zhao here, as I just don't want to mix it up with xiaofan and Real Zhao being so close to each other writing wise. I mean, actually not, but if you pronounce it, it's just maybe more convenient to do so. Alright, so as I said, in the south here, and looking at this map here right away, we can see that he has a nice gold in the back. I could even secure it to a certain degree. That's really cool. To the sides, he has a wood line there. That's maybe not the most beautiful, as the hill is right there. On the front, something like a wood line, but yeah, not gonna bother with that one. Second gold in the front, first stone in the front. Therefore, maybe not the best map, but actually fine. You can work with it. For now, you can really work with it. You are not forced to play it in a crazy way. It's not wallable to the front, but you have, with this gold in the back, I feel that really Zhao has a good time here, theoretically speaking. Therefore, I can say that we've seen way worse than so far in Legacy of the Huns. In the northeast, we got xiaofan. And looking at this map right away, yeah, kind of bad woodline there. Not the most beautiful one, but we've seen worse as well. To the front, here's more of those mediocre woodlines, so I think this is fine. Probably he's gonna place his second lumber camp somewhere there as well. I don't think that he's gonna go for this one here. First stone and the first gold in the front. Sorry, first stone in the back. Second stone far away. Where's the second gold? There. Right. So this map is not better. It's not significantly worse, but I'd say it is worse, as the access to the gold is pretty much a bit of an awkward situation there. The front of his base here is not wallable, therefore he's going to struggle a bit when it comes to securing this area. And this one is just too far away to bother. Therefore, maybe I'd even go that far and say, yeah, really Zhao has the better map. But that really depends on what they're going to do, how well they will do with their scout rushes. I think we will see scout rushes as they're not too close to each other. It would be worth going for the scouts. And it's going to be the question who's going to click up first. So far we see that xiaofan is about to click up, getting loom right now. So most likely we're going to see 20 pop scout rush, which is quite fast and could be devastating for his opponent. But also he's going to damage his economy with that one a little bit. If we consider the fact that his opponent is clicking up with one villager or more, obviously Ria Zhao's economy is going to be a little bit better there. Alright, so that's the situation for now. And I think we will see something really nice here for sure. Both players are just super strong. And yeah, Ria Zhao is just, as you know, one of the most aggressive players around nowadays. Who goes full forward when he has to, when he wants to, actually, not when he has to. Actually, whenever he says, okay, I feel like it, he'll just do it. And he does it in a way that he's actually controlling the game afterwards. He's most of the cases he's just successful with what he does, and therefore he's just defining the pace of the game and telling the opponent what to do about it. And therefore he makes his opponent react while he always tells, yep, this is what I do, and then now, technically speaking, you have to do this, and if you don't, you'll lose. And if you actually do what I want you to do, you'll maybe not lose now, but I constantly manipulate you with that one. So that's the bigger picture behind that one, at least as far as I've understood. And while talking about this one, we still have to mention that Xiaofan was able to kill the opponent's scout there. That's going to be important, of course. So not only has he clicked up earlier, he's also made sure that now Real Zhao has no vision anymore. Map control wise, it's going to look really bad for him. Stable's up there, he's producing his scouts, but Real Zhao, as he's aware of the situation, plays it a bit more defensively here. Produces scouts as well, but he's already behind with one scout, and therefore I can understand why he goes for that kind of wall. It's actually fine, he does it actually really well there, with his spearman on the side there just to secure this area as well. For now it's gonna be fine. Unless of course Xiaofan increases the speed now. With 3 scouts it could be possible, theoretically speaking of course, but these scouts are not full HP, he even lost one there. So it's 2 versus 2 for now. And that's really good for Real Zhao, of course, as he buys some time with this move to wall this one off to the left hand side. And now, with this one being closed in a couple of seconds, Real Zhao is going to be safe for now. And most importantly, we have to keep in mind that the gold is inside of the space, so actually convenient. You can just transition into archers whenever you want to, basically, and won't have any troubles maintaining the production. It's going to be different for Xiaofan, as his gold, as I've said, is exposed there. This one, I don't even know if he spotted this one, let's see. Probably he has, yeah. Alright, so that's the situation for now. Even though this palisades are an indication that we won't see the most aggressive gameplay for now. Alright, so there's an attempt of Real Zhao to go inside of this wood line, but as you can see, this has been walled off successfully. Actually well done. Now engaging in this fight here. Both scouts, I mean, both player scouts don't have any specialties to them. I mean, tech-wise, there's nothing too special about them. But we can see now that Xiaofan is now able to push his opponent away there. And he's forced to do so. Desperately. Otherwise he will lose control over this gold. Therefore, now it looks just okay for Xiaofan, but we can see Real Zhao has increased the number of scouts. Therefore, once again, it's not the best situation, because this gold is going to be crucial. Once Real Zhao has the control over this gold, it's going to be devastating for his opponent for sure. He's aware of the situation, he has seen the mining camp there, therefore he can anticipate now that this is most likely the only favorable gold that he has. So it makes great sense to pressure in. Alright, so the spearmen have arrived as well. It's a good fight for Real Zhao, and this gold is denied for now. Bad situation. Xiaofan having issues here now. Also, the number of scouts is just enough to deal with any incoming single spearman there. But actually well done here by Xiaofan. Made sure that this gold somehow is safe, at least when it comes to scouts. But it won't be like that once archers are going to be added to the army. But for now, we don't see anything like that. Xiaofan has his archery range there. So far not producing any units from that one. 2 archer ranges, gold. It's gonna be archers for sure. And his opponent, alright, he does the same now. Probably, let's see. Yeah, I mean his gold is fine. And yeah, due to the fact that Real Zhao produced so many scouts here, well that was a lucky one, he is not able to click up as early as Xiaofan. Therefore, we're gonna see crossbows from Xiaofan earlier. or at least we're gonna see. Oh wait a sec! I thought this was this was an archer range, but it's a blacksmith there. So that's actually an interesting move. Or is he just gonna go for calf archers right away? That would be possible as well. So just skipping the archers right away, because why not? Second archer range incoming for Ri Zhao. And yeah, we're gonna ask ourselves if Ri Zhao will also go for bloodlines, right? I mean, as soon as he can. But he has a lot of low HP scouts there. I'm not sure if he will go for that one right away. We can see that he goes for gold mining. It's going to be nice to improve the income of gold there for sure. Also going to go for fletching, okay. Right away, so third archer range even. He's gonna go for more aggressive gameplay there for sure. Why not? Why not? Alright, so Xiaofan in Castle Age. Bolsaw incomings, important for his economy, for sure, for sure. These spearmen will make sure that those scouts here won't be as effective as many of them are low HP as I've mentioned. Therefore, good situation now for Xiaofan. He's able to deal with the potential threat there. And indeed, he's gonna go for the calf archers right away. So far he has fletching, but is getting Botkin arrow. While Real Zhao is still on his way to Castlation. There we go. He is now as well. Looking at this one here, you can see calf archers incoming. Due to the fact that he goes for that many calf archers right away, it could have an impact on his TC placements. As in not the placement, but just the building resource-wise, but he has stockpiled a lot of wood, so he can just afford a second one. So it's going to be a question when he will go for the third one. Let's see that both players go for a second TC. Makes sense also to secure some area there for sure. With this one, it's going to be nice for Real Zhao to protect the wood line there. Furthermore, Xiaofan is forced to do the same in order to protect this gold. So understandable things. But Ri Zhao will be able to mass up his numbers easier or faster than his opponents. 2 archer ranges for Xiaofan and Ri Zhao with 3 archer ranges I've mentioned. Looking at these calf archers, Botkin are already teched. Xiaofan going for bloodlines. Paired archer armor incoming for both of them. So we're gonna have pretty equal calf archers here stat-wise. And Ri Zhao already has bloodlines. There we go. So they're quite equal now, those 2 armies. Also, in addition to that one, we got some knights here. At least one as a meat shield. Theoretically speaking, of course, but for now, it's just the calf archers fighting. Alright. So more from our incoming, but also third TC. What about Xiaofan? He also has a third TC. That's good. I mean, that's also just a possible thing to go for. I've mentioned it a couple of times in other casts, actually. And that is calf archers are easier to mass and also maintaining 3 TC villager production. Just going to be the question about when one is able to build those TC, but concerning the villager production, it has no impact. No direct impact. We have to be precise here. Of course, wood is needed for farms. Alright, we have this engagement here. Ri Zhao making a mistake here in my opinion. So look here at the HP. Xiaofan is just able to clear this army. Also, we have to keep in mind that this is in the base of Xiaofan, therefore I didn't like the decision of Ri Zhao that much, because reinforcements for Xiaofan just arrived so much earlier. This one was just purely to reduce the numbers of calf archers for Xiaofan, but the price for that one was also the immense reduction of army size for Ria Zhao. Comparing the military numbers now, it's quite equal, 15 to 17. Right, so this can continue like that, and we're gonna ask ourselves, of course, what the come-up plan after that one's gonna be. Who's gonna make some mistakes here? And the mistakes are just things like, what if one player goes for the wrong fight? So this one here, of course, is good for Real Zhao as he was on the hill, forcing Xiaofan to go back here. But we also have to keep in mind, I've mentioned a couple of seconds ago, the possibility of reinforcing this army is so much easier, time-wise. So Ria Zhao must not do the mistake just to stay here all the time, because eventually he will lose his army. But he does it on purpose, it seems, just to add another siege bishop. Quite forward there, but also needed in order to add mangonels as soon as possible, and mangonels are super helpful when it comes to cav archers. Just going for the right hits there would be a game changer for sure. But also we have a siege bishop for Xiaofan, therefore quite equal once again. Villager numbers 72 to 77, so Xiaofan has a little lead there. 4 to 5 villagers. And military wise though, Ria Zhao is leading at this very moment, which is the reason why Xiaofan wants to go for this tower, and it will go up. For that one, a lot of villagers just died. Good for Ria Zhao to equalize the numbers here, and even having a lead now. A nice decision here, just also going for the villagers. Meanwhile, this mangonel is gonna be helpful. It looks, all of a sudden looks really bad for Xiaofan. Massing up the army will be difficult as he's under constant pressure. Mangonel in production. Rams incoming for Ria Zhao. Oh, that was a good shot. He must move this veteran ASAP. And I feel these cav archers have done so much damage here. So many dead vills. Suddenly it's 87 villagers for Ria Zhao and 75 for Xiaofan. So it was worth doing it. He had a clear purpose there, and he's even out of the space. Still a couple of archers, 2 archers, cav archers alive there. A sign that Xiaofan wasn't able to deal with it in a way that he wanted to go for. Alright, so the pressure is really on, isn't it? I believe if this continues like that, Xiaofan is going to lose in a couple of minutes here. Unless, of course, he goes for more siege, theoretically speaking, and lands a couple of good mangonel hits, but that's just some theory here, just some fantasy that I have. But of course it's gonna afford more than that and more realistic things, more realistic scenarios to go for. But that is mostly in combination with preserving, making sure that one doesn't lose all of the villages like that unnecessarily. So the timing is really important. I understand why the villagers died here, but I don't understand why they have died here. It was actually preventable, but easier said than done. Once the pressure is on, obviously, it's gonna be tough for the player to react. Alright, so with this mangonel, of course, this is really important to land the hits. And interestingly, Ria Zhao doesn't even dodge it. But he is uphill, so it's half as good here. Alright, nice dodges all of a sudden. He's aware of the situation. And we can see here the number of TCs is increasing due to the fact that Xiaofan wants to secure more area here inside of the space, while Real Zhao can just spread it out as much as he wants to. As you can see here, just going for the sides is really good. More map control for him. Super important. And you heard it there. Monks are busy getting the relics there. Also important, once you have the map control, why not using it, right? Why not going for relics here? Extra gold is also gonna help a lot. Going for tags, different tags, shifting into other unit types could be possible due to this one. Oh, beautiful castle. Alright, so both players are clicking up, and we can see that xiaofan goes for scaleboarding armor, an indication that he might choose to go for either knights, or in this case I would even say Tarkans. As you all know, Tarkans being the current meta when it comes to Huns war late game. Once that one happens, all of a sudden everything changes. Once you get those super tanky units with so much armor, especially pierce armor, so difficult then for the opponent to do something against it, unless of course he goes for Tarkans himself, or he forces the Tarkans, the enemy or Tarkans, to go for really bad fights. Let's see. We see nothing much here. Just husbandry, chain barding armor. Nothing else. Alright, Stonewall's also important, just to keep his opponent out of there. To secure some more area, just like this one here. Still, the problem is that xiaofan is completely boxed in here for this moment, and that is obviously really bad. Because Rio Zhao now has a lot of time just to spread out even more. There's no one keeping him busy like that. He can just do what he wants to do. Alright, Elite Tarkan incoming. Both are going for Tarkans, by the way. That's interesting. No, that's interesting. We've seen something similar happening in, I believe, game number 2 and 3. Especially game number 3 it was. Stark vs. Compton. Tarkan War. Let's see how this one will end. Rija also going for guilds, therefore his market's going to be a little bit better. Maybe he has the ambitions to do something, resource-wise. Alright, so as you can see now, those Cav Archers suddenly not able to do much more damage, but that's mostly because they're just Castle Age Cav Archers. They don't even have Bracer, no chemistry. And against +4 Elite Tarkans. God, 170 HP, man. 8 pure armor. Well, good luck with that one. Alright, so the Tarkan War has started. The torches are being used to set each other ablaze. And slowly but steadily, Weijao wants to go further here, with a castle like that on this beautiful hill. Wow, it's hard to see actually what is actually happening here. To highlight at least one group here. Wow, so as you can see, guys, Real Zhao is actually making a forward push, and yeah, that's pretty much over here. Because now you can say, yeah, why didn't he go for pikes or halberdiers or whatnot, but that's easier said than done. And especially because when the numbers are good for the Elite Tarkans, suddenly those halberdiers, they don't inflict too much damage. I mean, of course, they're anti-cavalry, but you need to mess them up even more when it comes to huge armies of elite Tarkans. Due to the fact that they have the armor and so much HP, it's quite difficult to do something against it. Alright, I'll just go ahead and update the scores. And that is obviously Vivi aka Ri Jiao getting his first point in this best of 3. There we go. Alright, so I'll just load the next game here. Alright, so that will be game number 2 incoming. Let me get it there. Alright, there we go. Launching the game. And yeah, first game, quite interesting. Even though it was until Imperial Age, it was quite fast-paced throughout the time. Interesting fights there for sure. Let's see about the second matchup. Second game, I mean, and the first matchup that we see in this very stream. Alright, there we go. Alright. Cool, cool, cool. So what's up, guys? Once again, Vivi versus xiaofan. Vivi is here in the southwest of this map, and well, let's have a look at this huge open map, man. Wow. Wow. Not only is this hill in front of his base, but this is all open. Well, Waller lovers will have a tough time here doing something about it. In the back, he has this woodline at least. That's better than nothing. Oh, that's an unfortunate board placement there. Far away, also behind this woodline here. Don't like it. But yeah, resource-wise, gold to the left-hand side. 2 gold piles over there. And then this is first stone on the hill. Terrible position. Second stone also extremely bad. This first gold is in the back. But good luck, really. Saving this one somehow. Securing it with some walling or something like this. Well. I see a lot of reasons for Vivi to go forward here. To do some aggressive gameplay. Just to apply a lot of pressure, not to allow his opponent to take over this gold. Because once that is done, there are little options to go for something else. Something more viable here. Therefore, I think we will see something more aggressive here by Vivi this time. In the northeast, we got xiaofan. And looking at this map right away, you can see it's a bit better. Due to the fact that he has resources closer to his TC. The stone, if this was a gold, I would say it's perfect. But his gold is actually here. And still, I see possibilities to wall this one off. At least just closing off this area, and then dragging past it walls like this to connect it, to kind of connect them with the farms surrounding the TC. Then at least the space will be closed, as no enemies, no units. I mean, no enemy units could just go through the space here without taking a lot of hits from the TC fire. So it's going to be a question if he wants to drag the wall like this, or if he just wants to use the gold pile as a part of the wall. That is possible, but I am not a fan of that one, as archers then would be able to apply a lot of pressure and kill villages easily like that. So maybe even a tower or something like this would be beautiful, just to secure the area. But those are just some theories. For now, we can see that xiaofan has kinda better chances to do something to protect his base, even though the whole front is open. But compared to Vivi's situation, it's better, because Vivi also has this hill, as I've mentioned. That is obviously really terrible. That's an interesting move. Gold right away. He's gonna... he's gonna place barracks. Alright, alright. He's gonna drush. At least that one is incoming. 3? No, 4 villages on wood. Okay, okay, interesting one. Didn't expect this one to happen as both... Okay, okay. Both TCs are not too close to each other. I mean, the TCs are not close to each other. Both TCs just sounds a bit of an awkward expression in this case, but yeah, interesting stuff there. Right away, militia incoming. And that's it. It's just gonna be a drush into archers, maybe? Something like that we could see. It's definitely not gonna be men-at-arms. Xiaofan clicking up there. Interesting stuff. And he has a lot of villages on gold already. A lot of villages on gold. But he has nothing else, does he? Finally able to go for lumber camp. That's interesting. He just had them on gold for the sake of gathering resources. But instead he now goes for a scrush. It seems 2 lumber camps. Interesting stuff, for sure, for sure. Let's see. So Drush is incoming. And Vivi now clicking up. 23 villages that he had. Yeah, this looks something like that. I mean, something like arches, but there's no gold being gathered. Oh no, now we got it. Okay, okay. Cool, cool. Drush into arches. Interesting, we see something like that. With the Drush, of course, he's able to strike way earlier than his opponent. That is the main purpose. And if he's good enough here, with the scout block, perfect, perfect. He even got his hands on a villager. That's some nice bonus for the Drush. Applying some pressure. And therefore, Xiaofan first needs to act in a defensive way. That is, using his scouts in order to get rid of those militia, namely. And while he's busy doing that, that is enough time for Ri Zhao actually to go for an archer range or 2. And then finally go ahead and attack with archers. Well, that's the game plan. Meanwhile also, Xiaofan about to lose more villages. Wow. So four villages in total. This is absolutely devastating, guys. Wow. Super unfortunate and really, really good for Ri Zhao, aka Vivi. He can now lose this army, that's no problem. Maybe he should secure the scouts here, just go away with it. But these militias, they've done their work, for sure. Super impressive, I gotta say. And now, Vivi knows what's incoming. He can just produce the spearmen and prevent any further actions by scouts, theoretically speaking at least. Once he puts those spearmen in positions to secure his resources, that's going to be really easy for Ri Zhao, aka Vivi, to go forward again. Well, easier said than done, because for now, the scouts are still trying to do some work here. Trying to get an archer, didn't work, as the spearman was there in time. Well, that's a bad situation for Xiaofan. I'm just trying to think of it, but yeah, producing more scouts obviously is going to help. But for how long? Because once these archers get fletching, it's going to be really difficult. Unless, of course, Xiaofan goes for a defensive upgrade, bloodlines and stuff like this, but first of all, this is going to be super expensive for his economy in general. And it will slow down his castle time. Because now that Ri Zhao, I always say Ri Zhao, and it's actually quite confusing. Now that Vivi is actually going for archers, it's going to be easier for him, at least in theory, to click up faster there. But let's see about this one. Okay, okay. So Vivi is going forward. And there's a lot of potential for him. A lot of potential danger for xiaofan. This SWAT line. Unless xiaofan does something against it right now, like an army of skirms or something like this, because these scouts alone won't do it. I mean, at least he has bloodlines. But Vivi also has fletching. And once the scouts are done, these villagers are gone. At least a fair amount of them. Ooh, this is really bad. Look at the villager difference here, 35 to 28. Wouldn't be surprising for me if xiaofan calls it in a couple of seconds. Because how does he imagine to get out of the situation for now? What happened to the mill, by the way? Didn't pay attention to it because it's so obvious that the mill should be there. There wasn't. There has been no mill. Okay. And yeah, while those scouts are some kind of meat shield to keep those archers away, the villagers are dead, the scouts are dead, and now going for archers? Well, this is actually not how it should be. Because not only is xiaofan therefore expressing that going for scouts, at least now, doesn't make too much sense anymore, still produces them. And with the addition of skirms, he's gonna have more chances dealing with incoming archers, but this is once again so expensive. And he's gonna need fletching as well to engage there, because otherwise he doesn't have the needed range to deal with fletching archers. Ah, it's bad. It's bad. So what xiaofan needs to do ASAP is go into the space and get some villagers killed. But at home, in Vivi's place, there are some spearmen. Therefore, that's way easier said than done. Even though right now in the south there's some vulnerable spot there, or even two. Not for long, as Vivi still manages to go up there once again and to strike. Let's see how many villagers he will get this time. Alright. What's up, GPN? How you doing, man? Alright, so now we got this ugly situation. I mean, Vivi is now going, but he can now engage once again once he's on a hill. These skirms don't have fletching, man. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And with the addition of more scouts, it will take a long time for xiaofan to click up here. Let's have a look at the resources for Vivi. Oh yeah, a couple of seconds left there. Couple of seconds left, and then he's gonna click up, and I'm gonna either see... I don't think that he will go for crossbows now. I certainly don't think so. The army that he has is not... I mean, still no. He will maybe go for it though. Didn't expect him to have that many archers at home. So he could actually go for crossbows. And with the addition of a third archer range, obviously, yeah, definitely. We're gonna see crossbows for sure. And then it's gonna be a question when he will go for calf archers, but these archers will turn into crossbows. Oh, the fourth archer range. Well, Vivi is just... what does he do here? He does what he does, right? Some aggressive gameplay for sure. And meanwhile, we can see that xiaofan has some plans as well. That is a tower, but I simply don't think that this is the best idea. The skirm's gonna take care of these archers, that's for sure. So maybe a stable instead of an arch range, a fourth arch range would have been a great idea. Still, I think Vivi can allow using these villagers just to use them as a way to deal with the incoming threat here. Especially because we have to keep in mind that xiaofan has actually lost a lot of villagers. And he's not even able to catch up there, even though Vivi has already clicked up a couple of minutes ago. Alright, there we go. So I think... yeah. Wow. Great stuff, great stuff. Still some more archers incoming. Interesting. Well, that was fast, man. Vivi was just too brutal here. I think, actually, these bad situations there in the back of the base of xiaofan, they were just so terrible. I guess it was over for a longer time already. And I understand xiaofan saw Castle Age incoming for Vivi, and then he called it GG. But I guess that was quite obvious. Namely because of the fact that there were only archers for Vivi. Of course he will be able to click up way, way faster than xiaofan, who went for so many scouts. And also skirmishes. Bloodlines and fletching that he went for as well. Lost 7 or 8 villages in total. And I guess this was his only chance to do something. Didn't work, man. Didn't work. Just didn't work. And therefore, xiaofan is out of the game. Vivi proceeding. And gonna go for straight forwards to the quarterfinals. But we will not yet, as there's one more game as far as I can remember. So the score was 2-0 between Vivi and xiaofan. Just gonna go back here. Straight. And let's see what kind of match we will see in a couple of seconds there. Just bear with me. Gonna tune in some music. And yeah, let's have a look here. Next matchup. Oh yeah, we still got Tedo versus Black Mamba. Oh yeah, this is gonna be nice. Okay, what I'm gonna do is just update the scoreboard, and then we'll watch Tedo versus Black Mamba. Okay, looks good, I guess. Okay, guys, okay. So as I've said, Tedo versus Black Mamba. There we go, I got the games there. Oh, interesting. Not gonna tell you what exactly is so interesting, but I guess we're gonna see something really interesting here. Okay. Watch records, and that was round of 16. There we go. I'll just even tune in with the visuals. Just for your information that I'm actually doing something. So, where is it? There we go. Alright. We're good. And without further ado, Let's watch the next matchup here. The last game of the round of 16. And then we're going to proceed and go for the quarterfinals.